Synchronicity, as described by Carl Jung, is a meaningful coincidence. Connections have been made or make things feel magical. My name is Mireille and my occupation is author. I was very creative as a child in many different ways. Like write stories, do the drawing and, decorate them, and painting sometimes, making up plays for my little cousins. I was doing everything, but I never thought of myself as artistic. My mum came from India, so she was used to the kids just study and do well. So dancing was something that I begged my mum to do when I was 8, and I used to go on a Saturday and do tap and modern or jazz, and then the next year I started ballet. I was just more interested in making up plays. I found theatre arts to be too rigid. It took me a long time to find my way to writing. I still had this desire to be a writer and a more creative person. When I was 28, I started writing a novel, Wanderlust, which I ended up publishing. When we went to India, I wanted to experience more than I ever had there before. When my friend came back, I showed him what I had written, and when he saw what I had written, he said, "This is really amazing." That really encouraged me, and then I spent the rest of the 2 months writing this novel while I travelled. I went to Murdoch University and I did the creative writing diploma. There I learned about the drafting process and getting out of my comfort zone, and I loved it. We had to keep a journal for part of our assessment, and the teacher I had there, Deborah Robertson, wrote, "I hope you keep writing always." Publishing Love Queen, The Making of a Master, came about because in 2016 I suddenly, around the mid-year, I started getting these excruciating migraines, and it turned out that I had a 6-centimetre breast cancer tumour in my head. First I developed breast cancer in 2013, then I had spinal tumours in 2020, and there were also metastatic breast cancer ones, and I could not even walk, hardly at all, or sit or stand or do anything. I was feeling very down, and so my mum was like, why don't you write your memoir? Why don't you write about all this experience? Then I got radiotherapy and I went back on this medication, and so I regained my mobility mostly, but my movement is limited. I just so wish that I could move my legs like I could before. That's why I wanted to do ballet this year, because I wanted to access some of that movement that I hadn't yet. I dance at the Dance Collective, which is a studio in Willagee. Yeah, I immediately found it very welcoming, and there's none of that kind of competitiveness or bitchiness that you can get from some dance schools. I got to know other dancers a lot better, and then the teachers are also very supportive as well. They'd rather you show the story than have everything totally perfect. It's been an adventure, sometimes for better or for worse. I have found a lot of meaning in all the different things that have happened. I think what drives me to be creative in the face of adversity is the adversity. So, you know, I started writing Love Queen. It's about my relationships, but it's also about my health issues, and it's about transforming through these relationships. It's a way of understanding the situation and what happened. There's something that I want to express and I want to create, or I want to try. And it's more like a calling, like it's just a passion. I want to go back to dancing, you know, like it's just for the fun of it. And I do writing too for the fun of it too. I enjoy it. And it feels like channeling information. And yeah, it's just very intuitive and spontaneous.